So Wales have named their team to face France in Paris on Friday, and this is going to be a really tough one. Hopefully the team he's named can compete, and headed into the last 10 minutes and we're in the game, who knows. He's gone with pretty much what most people were expecting. He's picked experience where he can. There's one or two surprises, but largely what you'd expect. So I'll go through the team and then we'll have a chat about it. So the starting lineup is Gareth Thomas, Evan Lloyd, Henry Thomas. So Evan Lloyd is quite the surprise there, to be honest. I was not expecting to see him starting at hooker. Congratulations to him. Then in the second row, we've got Dav Jenkins and Will Rowlands, what we were expecting. Probably the strongest second row partnership. And then in the back row, apparently Faletau ruled himself out in the week, not fit enough, still having an issue with his knee. So he's not available. So Gatland has gone with both of them at 6, Morgan at 7, and Wainwright at 8. So still a good back row, you have to say, but no Toby Faletau. Then the back line is Thomas Williams, obviously, and then the 10 is Ben Thomas, which is what most people were expecting. Dan Edwards is on the bench, going to win his first cap. And then the inspiring centre partner selection is Nick Tompkins and Owen Watkin. Everywhere I'm reading, apparently Tompkins is playing 13 and Watkin is playing 12. So apparently that's what I've read everywhere anyway. And then the back three is what most people were expecting, myself included, and that is Josh Adams, Tom Rogers and Liam Williams at fullback. So good to get some experience in that back line, in that back three as well. You know, it's a pretty dangerous back three if we can get some ball to them. Solid, sturdy players, you know, experienced as well with Liam and Josh coming in. So that's great. Then we've got on the subs bench then Elliot D, Nicky Smith, Kieran Azarati, Freddie Thomas instead of Teddy Williams somehow, and then Tommy Raffel, Rodri Williams, Dan Edwards and Blair Murray. So Dan Edwards, as I said, is going to win his first cap. So congratulations to him. The big talking point obviously is going to be the Evan Lloyd selection. Now we knew going into this that hooker was a bit difficult. Dewi Lake is out, no Ryan Elias, and Elliot D has been injured for a while. So I still thought he would go with D, but he's gone with Evan Lloyd. He's in the press conference, they asked him about Evan Lloyd. I'm taking this from the Wales Online, so thank you, boys. It says, quote, I know he hasn't had a lot of starts. Elliot D hasn't had a lot of starts. Sam Parry has had some tight hamstrings. He's a player for the future. He's a big man, and he's good around the field. He's got some learnings with set piece, but he's good around the park. He did carry on and say Elliot D has been outstanding when he comes off the bench. He's mentioned Elliot D being a bench player quite a lot. And then he goes back and says Evan Lloyd is going to have experience both sides of him with Gareth Thomas and Henry Thomas, although Thomas hasn't played a huge amount of internationals, but very experienced. So, yeah, I mean, good luck to him. It's going to be a real tough baptism of fire. He's excellent around the pitch, as Gatland said, very much in that Dewi Lake mould of that physical, big, stocky player at hooker. The issue is going to be at set piece. He has worked really hard clearly on it, and it's got better from where it was even at the beginning of the season, but it's still quite flaky, his line-out throw, which is obviously going to natural because he's not really had many chances in that position, and like you said, not many starts. He's sharing the duties at Cardiff with 3, even 4 hookers now. I know Belch is injured, but so this is going to be a massive step up starting for Wales in France. He's not going to back down. He's not one of those type of players. He's going to front up physically. It's just whether his set piece can hold up, and his darts are going to come under some pressure. Obviously, the new law, if you don't compete and it's not straight, is useful now. But I wonder if France are going to just keep throwing a man up just to negate that possibility, especially if it's shaky early on. So good luck to Evan Lloyd. And yeah, an interesting selection from Gatland, but clearly there for his physicality. Then Henry Thomas starting at tight head. I believe it's his first start for Wales. Very deserving. I think he should have probably played in the autumn as well. Not really sure why. no one seemed to have got to the bottom of why he didn't get any minutes in the autumn, but deserves to start and is starting here, and I think that's a good move from Gatland. Played in France as well, so he's used to that scrummaging side of things, and I think that's a good move. Get some experience in there. Good to see Dav Jenkins back, and then the back row, as we said about Faletau, but both of them, Morgan and Wainwright, 3 really good players, and they can work as a good tandem. I think that'll be a really good back row, and somewhere where we're really going to have to get through a lot of work and put as much pressure on the halfbacks and help the backs out as much as possible. A little bit disappointed about the centre combination, I have to be honest. I can understand where Gatland's coming from. I would have wanted some experience in there. I would have gone with Watkin and then Roberts. But if he went with Tompkins and Roberts or Eddie James, I think he could have gone with one of the younger centres and the more experienced guy, because there's not really an awful lot of upside to this centre partnership. We know what they are. They're going to be solid in defence, which is probably why he's gone for this partnership. But they don't really offer much in attack. And France have got a partnership that hasn't played together before because Fiku and Dante are both out. So that was possibly somewhere we could have got at them. But as it is, he's gone with the steady Eddie of Watkins and the chaos of Tompkins. So yeah, other than that, the bench, very disappointed to not see Teddy Williams on there. From what I have seen of Freddie Thomas, he's exciting and he's a good player, and he's obviously played a lot this season in the Premiership, and he did all right when he came on in the autumn. But I think Teddy Williams, the only player who's in the second row who's going to be in every single training session. He's started every single game for Cardiff this season in the league, and to not reward that and his excellent performances is a mistake to me. And I think it sends a bad message. It's like it doesn't matter anymore if you play outside of Wales, because I'm going to pick you anyway. I know it's a different climate to what it was before, and we are going to be forced to pick players out of Wales, but I think it's a mistake not to reward Teddy Williams. And then touch on Dan Edwards. Congratulations to him. Obviously, we knew this was going to happen. To me, it was a 50-50 whether he was going to start or not. It's not. Wouldn't surprise me for Gatland to throw him in and give him a start. And if anyone who's come through in that position over the last few years has the mental fortitude to be able to step into that role and perform, I think this guy is the man. But he's going to come off the bench. Maybe he's going to come off the bench and then start in the Italy game. That'll remain to be seen, but he's going to get some minutes and good enough to him. He did comment on Ben Thomas. Gatland now commented on Ben Thomas and saying that he's happy with him in that role and he wants to continue to see him develop in that role. And he's happy when he saw him play for Cardiff. And he's going to offer maybe a bit of more physicality in that 10 channel as well, Ben Thomas. So I can understand the selection, and he's a class player. So I have no doubt he'll be fine and have a good game. But the excitement in me would have liked to have seen Dan Edwards. But yeah, that's it. It's just kind of what everyone was expecting, I think, largely across the board, bar the Evan Lloyd selection. But I'd like to know what you guys think. But enjoy the game. Hopefully it's better than we're expecting and Wales can compete. And as long as we put in a good performance and a competitive all the way through the game, I know it sounds negative, but I think that's good enough. And then obviously we're going to target next week, but we can't go out there not step up physically and stand up and be counted and get battered, because then going into the next week against Italy, the confidence is going to be down. There's going to be no belief in the squad, and that's not going to be good going into a must-win game against Italy. So enjoy the game, have a few pints on Friday, and I'll catch you on the next one.